Okay. Just wait for people to tag in. Where is it? There it is. Alright, just waiting for people to join. And then I'll start chatting about again. What the? Why do they censor out the thing? NADX. Hello again, Fiona Lover and Tropical Railroad Productions. I'm just streaming again because I'm bored. I don't know what to do. So I'll just stream again for tonight, and then just want to see what, you're up to, everyone else is up to. I'm just on here on Google Maps, I'm checking out the, what used to be the Myrtle Beach passenger line. And they used to get locals here too, which they don't anymore, obviously. Hasn't been a local through here since 2006. It used to be served by the Carolina Southern Railroad, about to be served by the R.J. Corman. But I'm not sure how that's panning out so far. Let's see. Greenville, Spartanburg. There's Spartanburg. This is where I rail fan all the time. Get a lot of interesting traffic through here, of course. And it's screwing up on PSR again. I really hope they cancel PSR soon. They really, really ought to. Just check this out. Let me check on Discord. Okay. If anybody else is here, I'll just go ahead and say that you know, feel free to hang out. I'm just here to really you know, talk with you guys and see how you guys are doing. I miss live streaming, you know. I haven't done it in a long time. I know I did one earlier today, but I just want to do another one because, again, I feel like talking to you guys. You know, you can ask me anything. I can tell you some stuff. If you want to do something, just let me know. Atlanta. Norcross. Charleston and Columbia. Newberry. Clinton. Let's see. I guess I'll hop on Trainz in a minute. Yeah, here, I'll jump on the Trainz. Alright, on to Trainz. Okay, let me just turn down the audio you hear from the game so you can hear my voice better. Okay, I think that's good. What should we do? Here, I'll do a session just for the heck of it. Let's see, we can either do morning run again because I haven't 100% completed that. Only got 4 stars on it for some reason. Track. These aren't sessions, these are just spins. I can bother doing this one because this one's pretty damn hard. Morning run. Yeah, we'll probably hop onto there. Let's do it. I'm gonna take control of a Santa Fe SD45. Speaking of which, Rail just released a new Santa Fe SD45. This morning you're in charge of a roadside freight to Onyx. Whatever. Okay. Get moving. We'll get there on time. Let me just pause it and I'll show you guys the new Rail SD45. They literally just put it out like an hour ago. So we just go into it's payware, obviously, because every Rail's new releases are always payware. New releases. That's an ad. Here it is. It's a 2-pack. It comes with a SD45B, so that's why it's like a little more pricey. Yeah, there it is. It's got pretty nifty new design. I like it. And it's got a B unit with it now. That little bonus. They also put out a Burlington Northern SD45, as well as a Springfield Terminal SD45, an ICG GP11, and a Illinois Central GP11. Like, here's the BN SD45. Looks really nice. And here's the ICG, which is XN and W. Joro's been releasing a lot of newer model SD45s, which they look great. I like them. Like so. But I still have a few of the older SD45 models. Like, I still have the older Southern SD45. And I still have the old Pennsylvania Railroad SD45 too. And etc. Like, here's a new Southern one. Looks really nice. Justin Cornell is a good modeler. The GP11s kind of confused me for a bit because, you know, I thought I didn't know what they were at first, but they're GP11s. What can I say? Kind of ironic that Illinois Central one came out because we were discussing Illinois Central earlier when talking about the Skull and Crossbones crossing. Hello, AWVR fan 1222. You've been subbed to me since you did the clock videos. Oh, that's nice. Am I a Southern Pacific fan? Oh yeah, I love Southern Pacific. But yeah, that's nice, AWVR fan 1222. I mean, I don't do the clock videos anymore. I got rid of most of those clocks, if you're wondering, because, you know, I moved to a new house. Alright, now back to the session. Okay, so for this job, we gotta... It's basically a local move where we pick up cars, drop some off. Where we pick up a lot of cars and we deliver them to one place. We're taking control of the Santa Fe 5399 right here. Okay, that's our train right there. We gotta pick up these this string of box cars here, like these two first, and then we couple onto the one the caboose is coupled to. Let me just slow down here. Because we gotta stop and turn around and couple to our first cut. And stop. And we just gotta pull up a bit. Three blasts on a horn means you're backing up. So let's go and couple to this cut and then couple onto the caboose, and then we'll be on our way. Little tip, don't go faster than 6 miles an hour when you're coupling to a cut of cars, because, you know, if you go faster you could potentially break the couplers. 150 points. Now we got to couple to the next cut, which is right there. Pause this and read the chat. A long time ago, I bet. Just pull up at this cut, and then we couple on to the next cut, which is back there. I'll switch that switch right there. York Central and Minneapolis and St. Louis. 2 roads that pretty underrated if you ask me. Because everyone always picks Conrail. I don't know why, but they always pick Conrail as their favorite phone flag. I don't hate Conrail. I just think it's overrated. Proceed. Okay. There we go. Put this in auto drive. Inside the cab. Got a diverging clear. We're about to diverge onto the line that leads to the mountain. Pass the signal, and away we go. I'm still reading the comment that you said that you still watch the clock videos. That makes me think like, geez, I came a long way just by filming clocks in my room. Somehow got over 100,000 views. I don't know how, but honestly, I think that videos were cringy because that was when I was an obsessed idiot. So there's a train over here. It's waiting for us to pass. It's got some Civic SD45s in front. See. Here we got a approach diverging up here, so I'm going to slow down. Here I'll take control of the train manually. Trying to get there as fast as possible while we're going up grade, so we're gonna go a little. We have to go a little slow. As they always say, speed is the name of the game on the railroad. So there's the approach diverging signal right there. Yellow over green. That's what they call it on Norfolk Southern, at least, is approach diverging. Get ready to slow down as you're about to diverge onto another track. Saw the This guy's 35 miles an hour here. It's going 36. A little over the top, but whatever. We gotta stop up here and pick up a cut of cars. Got a diverging clear. We gotta get ready to slow down. So we got a yellow up here. So we're diverging onto track 2 here. So we gotta approach on that dwarf signal right there. I'm going to get ready to slow down because normally when we pass the yellow, that means you go no faster than 25 miles an hour. So got a crossing up here. Stop up here and pick up another cut, which is just over here. Lucky thing is because since we're pulling a short train, it doesn't take that long to stop. Once we stop, that Southern Pacific train we saw earlier is going to pass us. And uncouple. The Southern Pacific train that, like I said, we just passed. It's going to pass us over track 1 here, and then we're going to get a clearance to proceed after we make this pickup. That's a cut we had to make over there. It's 2 boxcars. Trying to see if I can take college for electricity so I can get an electrician's license to be a certified fire alarm installer. But these guys see, I mean, I also have a few friends up in the Spartanburg group, the Hub City Rail Fans, who applied jobs in Norfolk Southern because of Norfolk Southern's crew shortage right now. So fun fact, I have this engine in TS 2010. Really? I mean the Santa Fe SD45? But this thing's only made to work in like Trainz 2012 and up. Unless you backdate it somehow, but still. Because this thing first showed up in Trainz 2012. See, there's that Southern Pacific train right over there we saw earlier. Over there. Passing the station right there. Sorry. These cars. Pair of Southern Pacific SD45s right there. Crew shortage stampede. Hello, UP 4014 steam train fan. I'm serious, somebody sent to me, I'm pretty darn good at backdating. Okay. I don't know if I you guys saw, but I showed that Joiner Rail just released a brand new Santa Fe SD45, like literally just an hour ago. They just put up a brand new Santa Fe SD45. It looks really nice. I'll show you guys after I couple this train to my train. Another Minneapolis to St. Louis and boxcar, and we got a New Haven boxcar. Okay, turn around and back this train up. I still wonder if SD45s were still a thing. They'd probably be more like if NS still had their SD45s, they'd probably be used for switching service. But obviously they don't have them anymore because SD45s are pretty well known for crankshaft failures, which were pretty expensive to maintain. So they just went away like that. They still have the SD45-2s though. Those things are still in active service up in the Conrail Sheridan sets. Alright, now to the next destination. Approach diverging. We've got medium approach or diverging approach, because that train up ahead still in the next block ahead. I'm sure you're aware of it when we released it. Yeah, I already know that they're making F45s. Like, they made all new models when Joiner Rail did. Might get those when they come out, but I don't know. Back in the cab we go. Like, I guess while we're moving, I'll show you the new Joiner Rail SD45 Santa Fe one. See, like, here it is. So that was the SD45U, but it's still the same thing. Here it is. Looks very nice. They literally just put this out an hour ago. Plus, it comes with a B unit. B units are pretty scarce. Though, Santa Fe all the way, indeed. Yeah, I love Santa Fe. Though, NS still has SD45-2s on the Conrail Sheridan sets. Yeah, I know. I just said that earlier. Santa Fe came a long way. I mean, started as the adjacent to Topeka and Santa Fe Railroad. Started out as a short little railroad. Became a big Class 1 railroad. Then it merged with BN to form what's now known as BNSF. So Santa Fe is still technically around in a sense, but as BNSF. Which, speaking of which, merging, what do you guys think of the Kansas City Southern CP merger, or Canadian Pacific Kansas City Southern merger? What do you guys think of that? Yep, and even supervised too had done crankshaft problems. Try not to go too fast here. I'll put in manual or automatic drive to get to the destination. Back in the cab. And the SD45-2s had things done to them to rim so top hat sees potentials in all engines. Daniel, it doesn't work that way. And even SD50s, ATs, favorite being and stuff. Daniel, don't start with that now. Jeez. If that CP-KCS merger doesn't fail, I'll sue Canadian Pacific to bankruptcy. What? But think of it like this, you know, CP-KCS merging, that would be the longest railroad in North America, like an actual railroad that stretches all the way from Canada all the way to Mexico. Isn't that impressive? That would be the longest stretch of railroad ever. Like, they can start a passenger train that goes from both destinations, you know? Oh, hello again, UP Rail fan. Approaching and crossing once again. 35 miles an hour, so that's perfect. Because this speed limit zone's 35 miles an hour. All the people will be laid off because of that. What are you talking about? You know BNSF and KCS never even started on PSR, so it's not like there's gonna be like a million layoffs, you know. Besides, don't look at the negatives of everything. At least look at the positives for once. You know, think of the positives that the CP-KCS merger can bring. Like, once again, that'll be the longest railroad in North America. It's impressive, don't you think? Like, just because there'll be a bunch of layoffs, I mean, there's not going to be that much layoffs because, you know, once again, CP or KCS never had PSR. They were going to get it, but they can't now because they're merging. And CP already canceled on PSR. Did I say BNSF earlier? I'm sorry. I keep thinking BNSF. But, yeah, CP never had PSR. Or, no, CP canceled PSR. And KCS never had it. So there's not going to be like a million layoffs like how Norfolk Southern's going right now. Why let this fool even chime your strings? I don't know. It would be the first U.S. Canada railroad, Mexico railroad. Oh, definitely. You know, I think a good name for CP-KCS merger is Can. You know, get it? Kansas, Canada. Okay, that was a bad pun, I'm sorry. But still, I think that would be a good name, you know, the Can. Why does that make me think of the Katy? You know, the Missouri, Kansas, and Texas, I think. What is your guys... Okay, here's another question from me to you guys. What is your favorite fallen flag railroads? Mine's the Southern Railway. Like, what is your guys' favorite fallen flag railroad? Wish I could share your optimism, but the truth is I can't. You can share the optimism. You're just making yourself not. It should be called Maxim Can. What's that supposed to be? I still think Can's a good name. Oh shoot! I gotta slow down. Close one. Coming up to another destination up here. That's why you gotta pay attention, especially on the railroad, because ignoring speed limits is a big lawbreaker on the railroad. Now in this pickup, we're gonna uncouple the caboose and couple to these couple of boxcars that are up here. Got another diverging approach. Slow down here. It's got a red signal up there. This is the Arceo Village. This is our next pickup. We're approaching the end of our destination, but we just gotta make this pickup first, and then we should be good. Arceo Village, here it is. Stop. Whoosh. Uncouple caboose. And gotta pick up this cut at Seaboard and Paramarquette boxcar. Mine are Santa Fe, Bina, and Conrail. Mine Santa Fe, Southern Civic and Chessie. Here, let me pause this here to read these. Mine Santa Fe. Okay, Gulf Breeze Entertainment said, mine Santa Fe, Southern, Norfolk and Western, St. Louis Southwestern, Baltimore and Ohio, Western Pacific, CNW, CB&Q. along with Georgia Railroad, the West Point, Louisville, and Nashville on the seaboard coastline. What's my favorite horn for Union Pacific? Probably the RS3Ls from the DDA 40Xs. Damn, Caleb, you know so well about, so you can pass for a conductor or engineer any day. You know his signals so well. Not sure if y'all heard, but a railfan recently got a job at NS. Yeah, I know a lot of people, a lot of like my railfan friends up in the upstate are getting jobs trying to apply for jobs at NS. SPGP4-2 says mine is Santa Fe, Southern Pacific, and BN. Splatoon Trainz fan says other phone flags I like is Burlington Northern, the MKT, CRIP, St. Louis Southwest, St. Louis San Francisco. Why did I read that as St. Louis Southwestern? And Southern Pacific. My favorite phone flags have to range between the Southern Railway. I'm talking about the American Southern, not the British Southern. Actually, DDA 4X's RS5Ts, not RS3Ls. Yeah, they had RS3Ls. A few of them did. And, okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. My favorite phone flags are the Southern, the Norfolk and Western, Southern Pacific, St. Louis Southwestern, Southern Pacific, the Mopac, and the what's it? The Milwaukee Road. Yeah, the Milwaukee Road. A lot of underrated phone flags. I mean, I'm gonna say this right here now. I'm sorry this annoys a few of you guys, but I personally find Conrail overrated. I mean, I know a lot of people like Conrail. I just think it's really annoyingly overrated. I don't hate it. I just think it's overrated because a lot of people always pick it as their favorite. Yeah, I'm telling you, BNSF 810, DDA 40Xs did. A few of them did have RS3Ls. A couple. They mostly had RS5Ts at first, but a few of them gained RS3Ls. And besides, back in the 70s, that was UP's main horn of choice, was the RS3Ls. 3 horns to back up, and let's couple up to these cars. Dixieland, NC and STL. New Haven. Let me pause that again. Yo, same. Also, the Dutch Railroad NS actually shares the same initials as Norfolk Southern. My least favorite phone flag is the Illinois Central, and I also think Conrail's overrated. I find Conrail overrated too, yeah. Yeah, the only reason I think Conrail's overrated is because, you know, a lot of people always say it's their favorite just because, whatever. RS3Ls were the most common horn back in the 1950s and 1980s. Now it's all K5LAs. Well, that may change soon because, you know, CSX is reverting back to the K5H as their main horn because, you know, a lot of their rebuilt AC44s are coming out of the shops with K5Hs. Here, let me show you, like, Union Pacific DDA 40Xs. Or the Centennials, I think they're called. DDA 40X. Of course, 6936 is equipped with the K3LA, I think. See, like, right here, like, here's engine 6935. See, look, RS3L right there. And, even the ones that are on display, they're equipped with RS3Ls right now. Like, the 6938 right there, as you can see. See, RS3L. And here's this one, 6945. See, RS3L. That looks like an S5T on 6922. It's impressive how many big boys in DDA 40Xs are still in preservation, you know? Here's engine 6922. It looks like a modified RS5T that looks like an RS3L. Fun fact, there was a Centennial that had a Thunderbolt horn. Yes, that was 6918 and 69 something. Yeah, you mentioned that they had the Thunderbolt horns because that was an attempt as like a louder horn, but they failed real badly. Though I think Penn Central was worse. I like Penn Central too, but, you know, of course their history is really bad. You know K3LAs too, right? Okay, let's continue. Okay, my next question for you guys. What is your favorite modern locomotive to see? Like Gevos, Aces, any of the rebuilds? Like, what's your favorite modern locomotive to see? Mine's the, for me, it'll have to be either the Norfolk Southern Aces and the C6Ms. I like seeing the C6Ms. Although they're really common, I like the sound of I like the C6Ms K5LAs. And also some C6Ms have P5s that sound really beautiful too. Like, what is your guys' favorite modern locomotive to see? Like, it can be the Ace, the Gevos, Dash 9s, any rebuilds, anything. Sorry if I'm talking a little too fast. I just talk too fast all the time. And stop, flick, and couple back to the caboose, and we'll be on our way to our last destination. And on our way to our last destination. Gevos and Aces. EMD. Used to like AC60s, but not so much. I mean, AC60s, they still kind of count, because UP still has a good handful of them. For the SD60Ms. BNSF 810, you know the SD60Ms, they got retired, right? Plus, well, like, I actually saw pictures recently of CSX's SD70 or 60Ms. They've been put in storage. No plans to scrap them. Yeah, like I said, for my favorite locomotives to see are honestly probably the Norfolk Southern C6Ms and the Aces. Aces because I love the K5 LLAs they have, and especially NS 1190. 1190 has a killer, like absolutely killer Nathan P5 that really reminisces it really reminds you of the Southern in a lot of ways. It's like a Southern style P5. It sounds really nice. I actually saw that unit leading 154 with a UP DPU and Dragon equipment. But for C6Ms, you know, the reason why I like seeing them a lot is because, you know, there's so many variety of C6Ms that are pretty unusual. You know, like the Sonic Bonnets, the Black Bonnets, the AC to DC conversion label units. And plus, even some of them like have really nice sounding horns. Like, I think the best horn I've heard on a C6M was NS4443. I caught that one in Gainesville leading 154. It has a very nice sounding K5LA, especially from a distance. BNSF still has SD60Ms in service. Yeah, they do, but you know, mostly the CSX and NS, they got rid of their SD60Ms a while ago. I remember when NS still had the Triclops SD60Ms, they got rid of them really fast. The NS scrapped their SD75Ms, you know, the ones that came from BNSF, and they sold off their, I was told they sold their Triclops 60Ms back to BNSF, where I think they also sold them off for scrap, but I don't remember. Slow down through here. Don't know why. Going to our final destination, and we're about to complete the session. Hello, Indonesian Rail Productions. I'm not really into C6Ns, but I'll make an exception with the Sonic Bonnet units. I like how the 3rd gen K5HL sound when we go 20 miles an hour. Oh yeah, like there's no doubt, you know, hearing the distant roar of a 2nd gen or 3rd gen K5HL from a distance is very satisfying. I don't know why, it just is. Now here's another question for you guys. So got crossing up here first. Okay, so here's another question for you guys. What is your favorite type of train to see? Like, do you like seeing manifest? Do you like seeing intermodals? Do you like seeing passenger trains? Do you like seeing coal trains? Like, any type of train. What's your favorite ones to see? For me, it's the manifest. Always like seeing manifest. Feel pain when it gets scrapped. What? Sonic Bonnet the Hedgehog. Yeah, that's why they're called that. In fact, the NS 1801 and 1800 are called the Tails Bonnet, and the failed AC-44C6CF was called the Knuckles Bonnet. Intermodals, autoracks, intermodals. Yeah, I like seeing intermodals too. But I mostly like the manifest. I like seeing the general mixed freight, especially on 153, 154. I really hope NS sends more manifest trains through to Piedmont, because those are the only two manifest trains they send through Spartanburg is 153 and 154. 153 stops to work in Hain Yard, while 154 just blows past through. But today they sent I think it was today? Yeah, they sent a rerouted train, NS 314 through, because of NS's current crew shortage. They've been sending a lot of trains through to Piedmont lately, because of NS's current crew shortage. I love seeing road railers. Oh yeah, road railers are... I really want the road railers to come back, you know? Intermodals and RX don't count as unit trains. Technically, in the sense they are, but they just don't classify them as that. I like mostly manifest. I used to see intermodals with RX, but UP doesn't have much. Yeah, lately, like, trains like NS204, NS212, they've been running with, auto racks in the front. Okay, we're about to end this session. Might get the 4 stars again though, because I've still been going a little slow. Hope we get 5 stars, because, you know, 5 stars is the name of the game here. This is our final destination right here. Ready to slow down. Destination right here. Makes sense because, you know, they can unload the boxcars here. Whatever's in the boxcars, probably just general merchandise. That's what they used to call manifest trains back then, is general merchandise. Because, you know, or junk trains. They still call them junk trains, actually. And we made it. Oops, gotta move forward and stop. We did it. Well, how was that? Well, we made it at least. Love this Leslie Arce rail. 212 usually carries our... it has been doing lately, so... Road railers no longer go through my city. Yeah, they don't have road railers anymore, but I hope they come back soon. 212 usually carry... yeah, it's been carrying auto racks lately. At least a few times I've seen it recently. It's been carrying auto racks. But yeah, sweet. We finally got 5 stars on this. Let's go and exit. So now, like, I guess I'll show you guys my Trainz collection if you want. all the locomotives I have installed on Trainz. Oh. Reading 3640 says your mom. Okay, fair enough. Alright. Let's go and jump back on. Let's go and jump on this. I guess I'll show you guys my Trainz collection, I guess. You know what locomotives I have installed. Q Norfolk Southern, what's your function? I also hope road railer trains come back. Yeah, they're really cool to see. Okay, now I guess I'll go and show you guys my Trainz collection, like every locomotive I installed, not counting built-in locomotives. Okay, here we are at Kickstarter Yard. We'll go from A to Z. So first things first, like I have the classic USATC S160s installed here. These are built-in payware they can buy. I remember these being on Trainz Mobile, like when I had Trainz Mobile. I'm glad to see they're on here because I really like these locomotives. And then I have this Climax locomotive installed. It's a 70-ton Climax, and this is actually one of the characters in North Valley Shortline named Vivian. And so, blow the whistle. It's got an Atlantic Coastline 6 chime. Not the RS3L, but NS commercial. It's a nice song. Yeah, about time to put it in NS check. 254, 255. Yeah, so next I have the ANWP Atlanta West Point number 290. Really underrated locomotive. I mean, currently it's being cosmetically restored, but I heard possible rumors of chances for it being a full restoration, but it's mostly getting cosmetically restored. And here's the A, B, and C number 34. It's basically a Norfolk and Western M class. And here's the Atlantic Coastline AS3, which is another character in North Valley Shortline named Ashley. I also have this is an Atlantic Coastline U25C. Let's see. I have this installed too. It's the Aero Train. You know, the Aero Train. This big abysmal failure. The biggest problem with the Aero Train was the fact that the engine was so loud it sounded like a jet plane and made the whole train shake. There's different versions of this. There's Santa Fe, there's CRIP, there's GM, New York Central, and Pennsylvania, and Union Pacific. I have this is Alaska Alco RS1. That's another character from North Valley Shoreline, number 1000. That's named Georgia. I have the Amtrak F40PHs installed as well. I got phase 2, phase 3 with ditch lights, and phase 3 without ditch lights. Pretty loud engines on them, I put on them too. I have the Amtrak phase 3 P42 DC installed. Check chat again. Favorite payware models? Jordan Bros. SD4-2s are really nice too. The Galaxy Railways cartoons, they could platoons with locomotives based on the Aero Train. I didn't know ATSF had the Aero Train. They did, but it failed really fast. I also have the Amtrak Dash 8s here. Phase 3, the Pepsi Can, Phase 4, and Phase 5. Here's Santa Fe. Now going into Santa Fe, here's a Kodachrome C3-7. And I have the Warbonnet Dash 8 wide cab. And then here's the SD40 kind of nostalgic for me too, because you know in Trainz Mobile, the Santa Fe SD40 is the only, like, the first American locomotive you use in Trainz Mobile. And I have the Snoot Nose SD40 too. See, like, Snoot Nose, Big Nose. I also have all of Jordan Rail's Santa Fe SD45-2s. Like, I have the Blue Bonnet, I have the Bookend, and I have the Kodachrome. And I also have the Bicentennial, as you can see. Lovely paint job. And as an added bonus, I have a B unit too. Iconic freight locomotives, oh yeah. Going to Boston and Maine, I only have the P4 Pacifics installed like this. For Baltimore and Ohio, I have this GP9 installed. And I also have the Q3 Mikado, and I love this locomotive. It's got a great whistle. Here's Burlington Northern, got the C30-7, which I think is cool because, you know, you can change it between, it can go between whiteface or regular. I like the whiteface. I have the GP50, the X Frisco one, and I have the Tiger Stripe GP50. And of course the SD40-2. And going on to BNSF, I have this is the old Jordan Rail one, not the USLW one. And I have this, the SD40-2R, basically a rebuilt SD45-2. It's very nice. We got a fake bonnet, I just showed it. Also the Santa Fe. Okay. Can't make mine, I'm too lazy. I love the BN Tiger Stripes scheme. I do too. I had the USLW one. Okay. It's British Railways. That's built in. Here's this for C&O, Chesapeake and Ohio. I have this H8 Allegheny installed. The Allegheny is pretty underrated locomotive too. This is also a built-in payware item. I have the C&O 614, the Greenbrier. I love this steam locomotive. I hope they restore it soon. I have the C&O GP9. I have this odd-looking locomotive. This C&O K2 Mikado, which I think looks interesting, but it's odd. And I have K&L's K4 Kanawha installed as well, because, I mean, although a new era does have the built-in Kanawha, I just don't like something about the built-in one I don't like. I mean, it looks nice, it looks very nice, but I still have the K&L one installed, because why not? And I have all these Central Pacific 460s, like this one, that's Billy in North Valley Shortline. He'll probably be like the major character because, you know, I don't know. Going on a Chessie system, this is one of my favorite foam flags. I just wondered. Did you change the engine sounds on the Amtrak F40PH and Dash 8? I changed the sounds on the F40s, but not the Dash 8s. Okay, now going in the Chessie system, I have the payware Jordan Rail GP4-2, but this one only goes to B&O. It has an RS3L on it. I have the SD40-2. The SD40-2, which I like. And I have Jordan Rail's new SD50. And then I have the GP9 pack, like I have the modern one with ditch lights, the older one without ditch lights, and the Western Maryland low hood GP9. And then I have the Chessie B30-7s, which I like them. And here's a classic piece of Trainz content, the C&J Blue Comet. I also remember having this in Trainz Mobile. It's a classic. This also comes in a black version too, see, like, here's a black one. And I believe this one called P-47 is a freight spec one. Like this is a freight spec one, probably during World War II or something. Now I only have 3 Chicago Northwestern locomotives installed. Let me check that again. The KNO model looks better than the built-in one. Yeah. Okay, now going on to Chicago Northwestern, I have the standard cab -8. I have the wide cab -9. I love the C&W paint. And I have the SD40-2. And I think the cool thing about the SD40-2 is the fact that it has a crossing bell for the bell. So like you can see on the nose there. The beacon looks pretty cool too. Next, I have these CP. These are only Canadian Pacific locomotives I have installed as the RS-18U from Control Point. Now going on to Conrail, I have the C39-8s, both the early and the late one. The late one is pretty nice because you can change it between the regular canopy or the quality scheme. Plus has ditch lights. Now the Conrail standard cab -8, the wide cab -8, the former PRR GP9, the ex-Lehigh Valley GP18, the Conrail quality SW1500, of course the SD40-2, the SDP45 or the SD45M, I like this, and the SD50, as well as the regular SW1500. Check again. I like the Western Maryland low nose GP9, especially in chassis system colors. Oh yeah, I definitely do too. If only I can get my Phase 3 P40 reskin to allow 3-digit numbers. You can probably, yeah, you can probably patch the Phase 3 skins onto the Phase 5 one if you wanted, but I don't think that'll look right. C&W and BN had beacons on their units and operated frequently at night. Yeah, I know. And Southern Pacific used beacons too. Here's something interesting. This is the Southern Crescent Limited PS4, which I love this. I love the green paint. Southern has really nice green paint. Going on to CSX now, I have the Rare Mods YN2 AC44s. I also have the YN3 and YN3Bs, but I don't have them installed. So like they have single digit, 2-digit, and 3-digit. I have the Stealth C30-7. The Stealth Standard Cab -8, the X-Conrail YN2-8, the generic YN3-8, the YN3 X-Conrail -8, and the YN3B generic or X-Conrail -8, and I have the C39-8 as well. The Joining Rail's newer CSX GP40 that's in YN3, and I have the old Joiner Rail YN3 SD40-2, of course the SD60, the SD80 Mac, and both styles of the SW1500 is the older one and the newer one. Next is the Denver Rio Grande. I have the L97 Challenger, which is literally just the Union Pacific Challenger, but I like it. It's pretty cool. Yes, these did exist. They were called the L97s. And I also have the Rio Grande SD40T-2 installed. Next, also have this installed. This is Rare Mods' old GP40 FHS2. I really like this. I like the way this looks. I don't know why. It's New Jersey Transit. I seen Southern 1401 back in 2015. I've never seen 1401. I would love to see it though. Here I have this Erie 210 Decapod from K&L. And then what else? Oh, here's something interesting. This is Control Point's GE C3-S7. I really like the way this looks. And I have this installed, the Gainesville Midland 210s. The 209 special to me, like this, what you're looking at, the 209 special to me because The 209 is where me and my girlfriend had our first kiss. So. And then I have Rare Mods' Norfolk Southern GP38. Which the cool thing about this is that I can change between Operation Lifesaver and regular Horsehead. I also have the Grand Trunk Western U3B Northern installed, basically 6325. Check chat again. Rear Grand's one of my favorite foam flags. Oh yeah, Rear Grand's really nice. CSX out of yellow known for the sake of high visibility at crossings. Yeah. Glad to see some engines hold a special place in your heart. Yeah. Here's something pretty neat. It's the HLCX GP38. This looks pretty well equipped too. You know, it's got a big old radio on it and pretty big AC unit on it. It looks pretty well equipped. And then I have this is this KCS SD70 Mac in the Bell scheme. This is the only KCS unit I have installed right now. Here's something cool. I love this. This is the LMX B39-8s, and the thing I find really awesome about this is you see the beacons flashing, but when you see if I press numpad 1, it has strobe light ditch lights. That looks awesome. See that? Strobe light ditch lights. It's amazing. And also LMX is pretty iconic to me as well. And then right here I have the Milwaukee Road GP38s. Like I have the one with dynamic brakes and one without dynamic brakes. Always found it interesting how Milwaukee Road had really short fuel tanks right there. Look, fun fact: the AT7 was first. Yeah, I know. The LMX. Yeah, I love the LMX. Next. Now here's a steam locomotive I really love. Milwaukee 261. If you ask me, Milwaukee 261 is really underpraised. It's really nice. I like how it has 2 whistles too. Norfolk and Western here. Here's my all-time favorite steam locomotive, the Norfolk and Western M-Class Mastodons. Like this one, the original, like the newer style ones, and the original single or middle or center headlight ones. Alright, now we're going on to Norfolk Southern. This is the one railroad that I rail fan the most. My favorite steam engine. Milwaukee 261 is pretty underrated. Yeah, I love the 261. 261 is really underpraised. Alright, now moving on to Norfolk Southern. I have a reskin that I've done. This is a C6M reskin. See, I've actually added C6M lettering there. And then I have the C30-7. The ever so underrated C39-8. Like NS, like honestly, it felt like NS retired these too quickly. And I have the Top Hat -9 in Horsehead. And of course, the Wide Cab -9, the Standard Cab -8, the ES40 DC, and the ES44 AC. Which Jordan Rail is working on a new Norfolk Southern ES44 AC, but they haven't released it yet because it has a lot of cab work bugs that need to be fixed. And here's the Horsehead -9, and here's the Horsehead -8 wide cab, and of course here's the SD40-2. Check chat again. Didn't Ben use that in TOSR? Use what? And then here's the SD40E. I love the SD40Es. And then here's the SD60E. And of course the Ace, SD70 Ace. And I have this. This is the notch nose SD70M that came from SRS Trainz, which Jordan Bell's actually making a notch nose SD70M, but I'm going to stick with this one, because why not? And then finally, here's the NSSW1500. And here's some Norfolk and Western C30-Ms in black and red. I like the red scheme, the red and gold. And here's another really underappreciated locomotive that I absolutely love, the New York Central Niagara. This locomotive is awesome if you ask me. I love the Niagaras. Of course, the guy's name for the Niagara Falls. I like this because, you know, it's got a secondary horn. I like that secondary horn. I saw many Dash 8s when I was a kid, in 2007, 2008. The C6M. I love the SD40Es too. Too bad they all died. Well, actually, not necessarily. There's one Niagara that's still technically around, but it's only the boiler, even though the boiler is in really bad shape. Alright, now onto Pennsylvania Railroad. I have the GP9. This thing's pretty cool because you can change the skins between the late or the regular Pennsylvania scheme like that. I like that. And here's another one of my favorite steam locomotives, the Pennsylvania Railroad I-1SA's decapods. Let's see, it's got post-war, and here's the pre-war one. I really like the pre-war one. It's got an interesting whistle. I love the coast-to-coast tenders, which is those gigantic tenders that they had. And how about this? This is a Doodlebug. A little Doodlebug rail car. These things are pretty cool. Check chat again. The SD40Es are great rebuilds alongside C6Ms. Yep, definitely. K4 is my favorite PRR. Oh yeah, I love the K4s. I wish I had them installed, but I don't have them. So. And then I have a Pennsylvania Railroad SD45. This is the older one, not the new one. And then I have this. This is the almighty Pennsylvania Railroad T1. This is the one that's built-in payware as well. It's pretty cool. Now, speaking of these, like, how excited are you guys for the PRR 5550? You know, the new T1 that's being built. The shark-nosed giants. Doodlebugs are really interesting. They really are. Like, what do you guys think of the new Pennsylvania Railroad 5550 that's going to come out soon? I personally don't like the T1s. Well, I think they're pretty cool. I mean, it's not every day you see a shark-nosed giant, you know? I have this. This is a Seaboard System SD50. I like Seaboard. Did someone mention Seaboard? Yes! Yes! I'm sorry I had to. I find 4014 overrated. I understand. I mean, I kind of like 4014. T1s are pretty nice. Yeah, they are. It is big. You know, 4014's bigger than those. I think they'll be badass. I mean, the Tidewater Chronicle. Well, kind of, but it's lower pitched. Now, here's Seaboard Coastline GP9. It's a 3-pack. It's got an ex-Seaboard Airline, you got an ex-WSSB, and you got a GP18. It's a 3-pack of these Jeeps. And then I have the Seaboard Coastline GP38. And then here's the Seaboard Coastline SD45. And the SD45-2. And I have this Family Lines LNN SD40-2, which I really like. Looks really nice. Here's some more interesting things that you guys might like. Didn't Seaboard use RS5Ts? Yeah, they use RS5Ts, but the K5Ls run SD50s just change things up a bit. Plus, yeah, they all had every single SD50 had K5 LAs, but yeah. Here's some more Norfolk Southern things. Like here's Norfolk Southern Operation Lifesaver SD4-2 and a Norfolk Southern Snoot Nose SD40-2. Yes, Norfolk Southern has Snoot Nose SD40s, but they're really rare. These are both from rare mods. They're both really nice. And here's some Frisco things. Got a Frisco RS1. I love the Nathan M5 that's on this. It's got Nathan M5 and a functional beacon. And I have a SW1500 as well. The Seaboard SD45s are the nice paint. Yeah, they really, really are. Alright, now moving on to my favorite Fallen Flag Railroad, the Southern Railway. And here's a SD4-2, which I really like the Nathan P3 that comes on it. I really like this Nathan P3. And what's cool about these is that they have markings for like what division they mostly serve. See, like this one says the CNOTP. If this was back in the 70s, then you would have seen this unit mostly on a CNOTP. Which CNOTP is still in service today. Here's the SD45. Here's SW1500. Check chat again. Ship it on the Frisco. Oh yeah. And here's Southern 630. I like 630. And then here's Southern 722. I actually seen the 722s tender at the Great Smoky Mountains. I hope they bring back 722 soon because it's really nice. And then we have the generics, and we have this is the CNO 2716 as Southern 2716, which is really cool. The only reason why I got retired so fast was because of firebox cracks. And here we got this generic Southern consolidations. Like here's an Alco built one and a Baldwin one. They're pretty nice. And here's the Southern PS4s again. You know these things. You know what 1401 is. I really like the green. Now we're moving on to Southern Pacific. Surprised to see P3s on Southern. I thought we had P5s. SP marked divisions. Yeah. Yeah, they also released new bay hoppers. I actually got to ride behind 630 back in 2014. Yeah, a lot of NMW. Yes and no. They mostly had the Southern mostly had the long hood forward cabs mostly for safety, but they were also built to run short hood forward, but they were mostly done for long hood forward. It was just for, you know, convenience for crews. Okay, now we're moving on to Southern Pacific, another one of my favorite Fallen Flags. Here we got a B30-7. And here's a -9, which is pretty cool. Got a GP9 freight spec GP9. It's not the passenger one, it's the freight spec GP9. And I have the SD9. Really like the SD9s. And then here's this, the SD45T-2, which I really, really like this, because, you know, the unmistakable winding of the tunnel motors are really, really nice. Hold on a second. Yep, we got the SD40Ts. Oh yeah, I love SD9s, they're really nice. I really like the SD45Ts too. They're so unusual. I mean, I love this. And of course here's the SP SW1500. I really like the layout on the SW1500s first Arm Civic 2, you know, how the front has a gyro light and the headlights right there. It's really cool. And the beacon does turn on, like, but it only turns on when you move, like I'll show you here. See? Okay, then going on to Strasbourg. Here's Strasbourg 90. Good old 90. And here's NNW 475 S382 Creeper Charter. I really like that. The Creeper Charter. EMDs for life. I really like tunnel motors in general. Oh yeah, same here. Daniel, don't start that kind of things here. Like don't start that kind of things, Daniel. Like excellent mighty diesel giant explosions. Don't start that stuff. Don't start EMD GE wars here. And of course, once again, here's my all-time favorite locomotive, NNW 475. Or Strasbourg 475 if you prefer. It's numbered as 382 right here, but I can renumber it to 475, which I'm not going to do that right now. Here's such a Quinana. I think that's how you pronounce it. A decapod. Pretty cool. And then next, going on to Union Pacific. Now I have a lot of Union Pacific things here. Like here's the 119, the UP 119. I really like this locomotive, you know, it's a nice little locomotive. So famous too, you know. Rogers was a good locomotive shops. I had the Great Western 90. We don't have time for anti-GE. Okay, so continue with this. Next for UP, I have the C30-7, which I gave it a custom horn. I'll give you a sample here. I'll turn on the beacon. Then I have the UP Standard Cab -8. And then here's the UP XCNW-9. And of course I have the UP Challenger installed as well. Like this one. I'm not going to bother putting a tender on it. Here's the UP RS-27. I have 3 different UP SD-70Ms. I have the Flag Scheme Flat Radiator one. I had the Flag Scheme Flared Radiator one, which with a mount. I had the Flag Scheme Flared Radiator one, and the Block Letter one. Can hear the locomotives a lot better. Trainz Forge. The Challengers, yeah, they're from Trainz Forge. Next, down here in Western Maryland, I have the Western Maryland Decapods, and I have the Western Maryland Potomacs installed. Like this is the Potomac here. And last but not least, I have the W of A, the 190, the WNA 190. I got scrapped. And that is a good chunk of my Trainz content. That's not all of it, obviously. I'm just showing the ones I have installed. Like, what'd you guys think? What was your favorite? A new Challenger is approaching. Yeah, nice reference there. The same for UP 4400, 44 OS. Yeah, so, what'd you guys think of my Trainz collection there? Like, what was your favorite? I'm gonna put this back down. great. SD4H2 hands down. The UPRS27, the Milwaukee 261, the SPGP9s. Oh yeah, those are great. Let's see. Now I think most of you already know this, but did you know, I mentioned this a lot to my friends, but Kickstarter County is basically a heavily modified Highland Valley. It's basically Highland Valley Industries, but with heavy modifications. It's got a bigger mountain line than the original Highland Valley. It's got a bigger main line, more detailed textures and stuff. And for one, it doesn't take place in Canada. I think it's supposed to, you know, I don't think it's supposed to take place anywhere because it's supposed to be a starter route. But in my series, North Valley Shortline, I'm having it take place in East Kentucky. It has just about everything you need. It's got a lumber mill, other local customers. Do you have any UP locomotives in Tane? I just showed them, Jared. NMW said SPSD45, Milwaukee 261, the Santa Fe SD40s, and the UP Challenger. And Goldbury said the NSSD40E, the BNGP50, the SDL SD45, Seaboard SD50. Oh yeah. I'm limiting myself to what I have in Trainz, you know, not to overflow the memory on this computer. Let's jump on one of the test routes I've done, because why not? Yeah, a lot of these are just random test routes that I've done. Let's go on this one here with the 3 roads. One thing that pisses me off, with the Highland Valley Industries was that the crossings were missing. Just put new ones. It's not that hard. My dog almost broke my finger. Oh, that sucks. And Jared said, okay. Alright then, let me just go and jump on this route. So while we wait for this to load, let me ask you guys this question. If there was any sort of locomotive that, even if scrapped and extinct, if there was any locomotive you want to see in America, what would you want to see? For me, I would love to see the what was it? The original Norfolk Southern's Baldwin AS416s in service, which of course now the North Carolina Transportation Museum is putting their Baldwin AS416 in service, which would be cool. I would love to see that locomotive in service. I like the crossing with the stop death crossing cantilever. That's the Billups. That's the Billups. Is that why you don't have Trainz Force's Southern Pacific GS in your Trainz collection? Yeah, because I don't want to overflow my memory. Although, depending on how big that pack is, I might get it. I like the rare crossing with the stop death crossing cantilever. That's the Billups skull and crossbones crossing. Now this route here, I showed this on the previous live stream, but this was really a test to test out these 3 different trigger rail crossings. Now, these are running on trigger rail, not ATLS. On the left here, we have these 2 wishbone cat-eye crossings. And these wishbone crossings are very, very old, from the 40s, probably. Like the one on here, the one on this side's in white, and the one on the other side's in black. And they have the stop on red signal signs too. Along with this is a really primitive crossing type with a green beacon that shines steadily, but when a train approaches it burns out, it goes out, hence the sign. When light goes out, cross at your own risk. On this highway road here, I have a basic crossing setup. I have these wigwags because I wanted to add them. I have this generic 12 by 24 inch crossing with 8-inch side lights just to test. And I have this pedestal crossing with 8-inch lights, and they're all 32-foot gates as well. I know there's only 3 gates. I didn't feel like putting quad gates. Read chat again. The New York Central 20th Century Limited. Oh yeah, I would love to see that too. Does trigger rail work in Trainz 2010? I don't know. You can try, but whatever. Do you prefer mechanical or e-bell crossings? I prefer both. I like both. So like, the way I have this set up is that the crossing you're looking at right here, the one right here with the 8-inch lights, the bell rings only when the gate's going down. But for these two over here, the pedestal and the wigwag, the bells keep going. And the wishbone crossing gates don't have bells. And finally, here's this completely random one. This is Christmas festive crossings. Now the cool thing about these is that this bell, it's a GS Type 3, I think, or no, SafeTran Type 3, I think. But it like plays the Carol of the Bells song. It's actually kind of hilarious. I gotta show you that. Let's send a train through here. So, you know what? I'm gonna have you guys decide what train should we send through here. Like, so you can see these crossings in action. Like, what guys do you want me to send? What train do you want me to send through here? I'd like to go to say right now. All right, good night, SPGB4-2. You have a great night. Hope all's well. Okay, so yeah, so what train do you want me to send through here? I'll have you guys decide. What train should I send through here? This is just a basic test route. I might use this for like scenic shots, something. The most random crossing setup too. A Southern Pacific engine leading a Conrail engine. Santa Fe SD4H2. You know what? Let's do it like this. Let's do the Southern Pacific leading a Conrail engine first, then we'll do the Santa Fe SD4H2. Let's have SP. Let's have the SD45-2 right here. Let's have it lead a Conrail. Let's have it lead a Conrail -8. Why not? Let's have it on a coal train, an empty coal train. I'm too lazy to make it to where it's like different cars, so I'm just using the same car. I'll just make it a little short, because why not? Move it back a bit so it can pick up speed. Okay, let's get this set up. And let's view it from the festive crossing, because I still gotta show you. Because this festive crossing is kind of funny. I love this festive crossing. Zoom in a bit. Like, I just gotta show you guys this festive crossing. It's actually kind of hilarious. Can we put a caboose in the end? I'll put it on the next train. You're gonna hear a lot of bells because the mechanical bells are gonna be going. But you're still gonna hear the festive crossings bell. It's actually kind of funny. You gotta listen to this. It's just way too funny. I have these crossings set to activate when a train is approximately 555 feet away from it. So seriously, this crossing is really hilarious. I'm trying to find a good spot. These trees are in the way. Okay, you know what? That's good enough. There you go. Listen. Listen to that. Isn't that just cool? Isn't that cool? And also look at the festive lights all around the crossing. You can't deny it's actually really cool. Even the stars on the top. Seriously, this crossing is kind of awesome. I like it. It's so funny too. An empty coal train. I purposely made it short because I don't want it to be too long. And deactivate. Okay, we'll go and delete that train. Leave a chat. How do you like Trainz so far? Oh, I love Trainz. It's really good. Polar Express 5s. What do you mean Polar Express 5s? I love that bell, and that's good. Yeah, it's a pretty hilarious bell. Okay, now let's do Splatoon Trainz fans request. We're Santa Fe SD4-2. Let's have 2 of them. I'll make it go this way this time. Let's have it on a trailer back flat car train. Let's put this one and a snoot nosed and another one. Let's put it on a trailer back flat car train. You know, the flat car trains with trailers on them. That's how intermodals were back then. Well, I think Santa Fe wasn't Santa Fe like the first railroad to do like double stack intermodals. I could be wrong. And I'll put a caboose right here. And load the trailers. That's fitting, a Santa Fe trailer. Can we get Amtrak 190 leading A370? I would, but I don't have the Phase 5. I don't have the Phase 5 Amtrak P42. Okay, now for Splatoon Trainz fans request. Let's view it from the Wishbone crossing this time. Which is this old crossing here. The interesting thing about Wishbone crossings is that hence their names, they're called wishbones because of the style of the gates they use. You see like the arch shape on the gates. Now this gate style is actually still used in Indonesia, which is pretty interesting. Still a handful of wishbone gates out there. Can you do Jordan 6670? I don't have an SSD60 installed either. Green light, green class lights, it's extra. No, actually that's white lights. White lights means extra. Green lights means train to a following session. Red means occupying main line. Green means, you know, you're following a certain section or section. So when trains are following its normal route, it's going to be in green. Here we go with the bell action again. Viewing it from the black wishbone. You notice those little dots on the gates and the signs? Those are called the cat eye reflectors. These were old primitive ways of reflector signs. They existed a lot back in the 40s and 50s. Yeah, I know Joint Rail just released a lot of stuff. Like they released a new Santa Fe SD45 and a lot more. You see that beacon light right there just went dark. That's because the train's approaching now. These wishbone gates don't have bells, so you don't hear anything from them. The bells you're hearing are the highway crossings and the festive crossing, the Christmas crossing. Normally when wishbone gates like this have wishbone crossings like these, They normally have the teardrop bells, but I don't have a separate teardrop bell, so we're just going to remain bell-less. And there's the end. A little red caboose in the rear. And the crossings will go up just like that. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of this train. Now I'll go and look at chat again. Plan to get joining rails UP SD70M for Christmas. Welcome back, GCR Productions. Plan to get on... What? Yes. I know. I know. I'm trying to do something right now. Yes, I know. I know, but let me just finish, okay? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So back F-45s too, yep. Gulf Breeze Entertainment said, I plan to get Trainz new era along with some content for Christmas. Well, good luck. And Daniel, you know the Erecting Hall 1996 is outdated, right? Nice shave and a haircut, yep. Little Red Caboose was my favorite train story besides Tom's Friends. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do one more train. Okay, does anyone want me to do one more train? I'll do one more, and then I'll end the stream for tonight. Just leave it in, and I'll do one more. I'll do one more train, then. But it's free, Mr. Krabs. I know it's free, but it's still outdated. Yeah, see, like, this is the new Joint Rail Santa Fe SD45. They also released a Burlington Northern SD45 and a Springfield Terminal and ICG GP11 and an IC GP11 as well. And their latest rolling stock was a bunch of hoppers. These ACF 2-bay hoppers. Pretty cool. I like it. SD50 running long and forward. Could you do UP? Why not run a Seaboard SD50? Dare you do a 75-mile long train? I would, but this route's really short, so I can't fit a 75-mile long train. SD50 running long forward. Could you do UP? Yeah, like what kind of UP though? I only have like SD60 or SD70Ms, and I might get the new SD45 at some point. Same here. Okay, let's do this. Let's do the... How about this? Let's do the Seaboard SD45 running. Or you know what? Nah, let's do the UP SD70Ms. We'll do the UP SD70Ms. We'll do the flare radiator one. Leading. We'll make it lead -9 and black letter SD70M. We'll have it on an intermodal. This is going to be the last train I'm going to do for this route, and then I'm going to end the stream because I got to go to bed. So, okay. We'll do double stacks. So 48-foot containers, and we'll do 53-foot. Oh, yeah, we'll do 53-foot on the top. And boom. Alright. Let's get this train on the move. Do you have any C6Ms? Yes, I do. Have you heard of Joint Rail will be releasing Santa Fe and BNS F45s? Yes, I already knew that. Okay, now let's go and get this train on the move. Let's view it from the highway crossing. Probably should put the train back a little more to make it pick up speed a little faster. Shoot, whatever. Have a good night then. Okay, Napoleon. And see you later, Northwestern Ohio Rail fan. You have a good one. I like the way whip bags look. It's a little slow. Okay. I don't have time to wait for him to try and go close out the game. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really love talking to you guys. I love chatting with you guys, seeing what you're up to. Once again, I'm gonna start doing live streams more often. So if you have any more last second questions, then go ahead and ask them. But I'm going to go ahead and, yeah. So if you have any last second questions, I'm going to end the stream. So, okay, so let me close that Trainz. I was saying, if you have any last minute questions, go ahead. Go ahead and ask, and then once you ask, once you're done, I'll end the stream. Or you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream. So, good night, you guys. I hope you have a good one. And as always, you have a wonderful day. So, Atlantic Coast Roughener out, and thank you for tuning in.